Alrighty, before I have a technical difficulties nightmare and I just have an absolute breakdown for the third time. Hello everyone, my name is Bad Scorpion and welcome back to the Destiny Reset. This week of September the 28th, we have another Iron Banner going on, so why don't we just pop over to Mr. Saladin to see what we've got from him. Now, in addition, we have boosted Valor this week. I'm pretty sure just every Iron Banner will have boosted Valor, so be ready to expect that. Now, for our 4 bounties available for Pinnacle and Iron Banner tokens, we have Oath of the Pack, defeating opponents while assisted by at least one other teammate, Maneuver Warfare for defeating opponents when your team holds zone advantage, Victory Banners, complete matches in the Iron Banner playlist, and The Route, defeating opponents in the Iron Banner. So basically simplified, kill with people, kill, well, advantage, complete matches, and just kill. No arsenal of tricks to go through, so essentially, if you just want to grind Iron Banner and play to play, you can do that. Now, checking into new things for this week as well. Oh, I went to the right menu, then went to the wrong one. 4 seasonal challenges. We have another week of 7. So if I do the math really quick, 10, 20, 30, 39, then 46, 50, 46, 50, 53. So we should actually only have about another 22 more challenges to come about. So we might still only have 10 weeks of challenges, but who knows? Just because of how long the season is, we might extend it. But getting on target, Wayfinder's Voyage 6. Essentially complete the weekly mission, which has a lot of juicy details. You might already find it on my channel if you so be inclined, as well as defeating Scorn anywhere in the system, bonus progress for powerful Scorn and Astral Alignment. As well, Astral Telemetry. If you've been playing Destiny, this one might auto-complete just because this one is working in the background and it is taking past days and weeks into account. It's basically just collects 10,000 parallax trajectory across the whole season. As well, Solar Fusion Power. This one also defeating with fusion rifles and get solar melee kills. Those are two different things. You can't just rock a solar fusion rifle, as much as this thing may claim. And Advanced Leylinder, which is, Liner, which is basically run 5 rounds of Astral Alignment, and, you know, hopefully if you start to finish, supposedly. Now, Display of Dominance, this one is a week to go for that, because basically it is described as getting the Ascendancy ornament. For those that don't know, with the new rank up system, you have to reset your Crucible rank at least once, earn Ascendancy, and then go through your Crucible ranks all the way to 16 to earn the Crucible ornament for it. This is the seasonal rocket launcher. That is basically what the challenge is. It's get to reset your Crucible rank and reach rank 16th once. With boosted Valor, this is going to be one of the easier weeks to go for it. And as well, Apex Armor, Masterwork, a piece of gear, self-describable, just upgrade your gear until it has that yellow banner and you'll get that one taken care of, in addition to the very last one, which is basically just fight champions. If you so desire, you can find an overload or a barrier and just pop the barrier and let it regen itself, pop the barrier, let it regen itself, or disrupt, regen, disrupt, regen. But that one can be done pretty simply if you just start running Master Nightfalls. Now, speaking of Master Nightfalls, this week, here, one moment, we have a momentum control for our rotator in the Crucible, but for Vanguard, we have Proving Grounds around again. Now, this one, we got a little bit lucky and unlucky at, because the 2 weapons are Hung Jury and Hothead, 2 weapons that a lot of people, including myself, want decent rolls out of, but it is happening just 1 week before Grandmaster's launch next week, which means that we likely won't either have Adept Hung Jury or Adept Hothead until at least another couple of weeks, and we likely won't have Proving Grounds, this is the good news part, until at least 6 whole weeks around through the rotation, because I believe this is the 6th unique Nightfall we've had for this week. I'm not going to bother checking the numbers, but it's one of the later ones, so either 5 weeks or 6 weeks, well, definitely 6 weeks, but we'll see another run at this when Grandmaster is available. Now, ignoring Gambit, because there's nothing in there to even bother checking, Vault of Glass. For our challenge, we have Wait For It, which is Conflux Challenge. Basically, you just need to kill the Wyverns in Conflux Challenge while they are sacrificing in the animation. You can lower their health and wait until they're actually doing the animation and kill them, or you can let them disappear all on their own, because if they disappear, that also is fine. Now, as well, for Master, it is recovery-focused armor for this week. In addition, it is Time Lost Vision of Confluence available, as well. Found Verdict always available if you finally complete the challenge of doing every Master challenge mode available. Now, checking Europa for our rotations. Survival Simulation with Eventide Ruins Eclipse Zone for stasis kills, and the Dark Priestess Empire Hunt. And as well, I'm just learning that these two go in tandem. So next week, I believe, it'll be the Warrior and the Asterian Abyss again. Now, Deepstone Crypt as well, there is the Copies of Copies Atrex challenge, which is basically don't delete any of the glowing Atrex orbs after you kill his copies. But moving forward as well on the moon for Gardener's Salvation, just because I forget this does have a challenge, it is 0 to 100, and if I believe the rotation, this is the Minotaur, the Sanctified Bind? Either Consecrated or Sanctified. I always forget the name because they're so bland and well, they really didn't try when they came up to naming with those. But of course, moving throughout, that is everything out there. And to check our vendor rotations at Banshee and Ada, there is some decent weapons available, some decent rolls today, but that won't really matter. So we have Cold Denial, Toil and Trouble, a kinetic aggressive frame shotgun, Gnawing Hunger, and an adaptive Void auto rifle, Cartesian Coordinate, a God roll, and Falling Guillotine, Cartesian Coordinate, a Solar Fusion rifle, Falling Guillotine, a Void Vortex frame sword, and ignore the grenade launcher. They are never good anyways. Now, these rolls will rotate in and out on the daily, I do believe, but for now, there is some good rolls on Toil and Trouble. If you can keep an eye out on this, you might just get the God roll because this is almost there, Range Master Ecurized. Some people might prefer Full Choke, maybe Smoothbore, but of course, your will is your own. Now, Cartesian Coordinate, if you manage to find one that has Liquid Coils and Vorpal Weapon, pick that one up because that is a DPS king right now with Particle Deconstruction. Now to go downstairs and visit Ada, when unfortunately, like I said, this was recording number 3, so I already know what the deal is with these armor. So I'm just going to show you for the case of, well, transparency. Now, for Hunters, we have the Road Complex Armor, a 50 roll. I'm honestly just going to tell you the Spike 54 roll on Chest Armor with a Spike and 17 Resilience. Road Complex AA1 helmet with 19 recovery. That's probably the best option for Hunters right now. And a Resilience Spiked 52 roll on boots. Now, to check all of our other characters, just to fast forward to all of our other things. And if you're wondering why I'm starting on Titan, and I'm not starting on Titan, honestly, I've been enjoying my Hunter this season, pairing it with the newly buffed, Lucky Pants and Ariana's Vow. It's actually quite better. For our Warlocks, for the High Mind Complex set, we have a 49 stat roll with the Spike and Recovery, but if it's lower than 50, you honestly shouldn't even bother checking it, unless it's a very temporary piece of armor. As well, High-Minded Chest Armor, 17 Spike and Strength, a helmet. This is probably the best for the Warlock right here, a higher Spike and Recovery Discipline, and a little bit Spike and Strength, but it's lower everywhere else, and a pair of Mobility-focused boots. Now, to go to our last character, which probably has the best options for this little week of armor. And as we load it into the annex of the tower, I just wanted to apologize for anyone who was actually watching this far and was unfortunately delayed by my own delay. I was having a lot of technical difficulties with my mic. Hopefully it's all fixed by now. I'll only know this in post, and you won't see it otherwise. But I was basically dealing with a lot of stuff technical wise, and it resulted in me being very late on everything that involved the mic and audio from said mic. But checking our Titans, we have the Devastation Complex Armor Set, a 52 stat with Recovery, a 53 stat on Spiked Recovery and Strength, and a helmet that's probably the ringer of this whole week, a 61 stat helmet that rings in at 16 Resilience and 16 Intellect, and every other stat between 6 and 9. So that is pretty well balanced and spiked for just a general all-out Titan build. And as well, a 20 Resilience pair of boots. Now, I do believe all of them shared arc affinity across all 3 characters. That was something I didn't know. But of course, being level 1, arc affinities and armor sets don't really matter. And before anyone judges my Titan, just know that Anti-Barrier Auto and Actium War Rig plus Sweet Business against the Gambit section of, or the first Gambit, not the first Gambit, the encounter number 2 in Garden is actually pretty pog for the runner. Just because if you're killing a lot of Angelics, it really helps when you can ignore the Hydra Shield outright. Aside from my recommendations on Guardian, if you watched this long, thank you very much for watching. It is a heavy appreciation just because of how much of a pain this video was to make today. It's super simple, but it still had to be done 4 or 5 times. With that, I will see you in the next video.